Hi everyone, it's Pedro Baez. Today is July 27th, 2026 of Go for today's this is Go for Glory Stables update for last week and what's going on for this week. So as usual, please like or subscribe to videos. Helps the channel to grow. And all right, so with that being said, um this is a late update, obviously. So I want to get this thing. I want you all to see what's going on as soon as possible. So, got the auction. We're going to send an email on that soon, probably today or tomorrow. So the Go for Glory auction we're planning on Saturday, like usually on Saturdays. So that's still the plan. We just haven't sent an email out yet. So we will get that out soon. Hambletonian, just a reminder, Hambletonian is 2 weeks from this Saturday, uh, at Meadowlands. So, we have three I think Charlie got three tables similar to last year, three or four similar to last year in that same tent. So anybody who's here went to the Hambo last year, it's look like it's going to be the same thing. So those three or four tables like under the tent next to the DJ, um, that's kind of where we're going to be, and that it worked out last year. And people kind of just stop in and stop out. So it's not like everyone just all sits in there. They come in, come out, walk around, get a food truck. So it's a whole thing. So that's Hambletonian 2 weeks from this Saturday. And then last but not least, we got Charlie sending out emails with the gear. So there's new gear available. So that's in the works as well. And as far as so today is July 27th. So we're in the heat. This is prime racing season. So everyone, this is prime racing season. So Charlie was on vacation. I'm kind. I have to, for me, especially with the kids and everything. I gotta kind of um not as available as I used to be. But I'm still trying to be. So just hang in there if I don't get back to you like I know as quickly as I used to. Or Charlie too, because he's got vacations and stuff. Um, let's see. Yearling season. I'm already saying yearling season is July. The only reason I'm saying that is because August 1st, when I see August coming, then I start thinking yearlings because that's usually when the books start coming. First sale is Goshen sale in the beginning of September. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your head. So this is how it works. When you got stakes racing and everything's going crazy, at the same time, you all of a sudden you got yearling sales starting to pop up. So keep that in mind. First yearling sales, Goshen, the beginning of September. We'll get the exact date when we get closer, but just something to. They usually send out the list of who's available and the books and stuff on pedigrees and everything. So just that's kind of like in there. We're not really thinking about it too crazy yet, but at some point we'll kind of dive into that. Racehorses, we're gonna just keep bringing in racehorses all the time. So just kind of stay tuned, and you'll keep seeing them pop up. All right. So with that being said, today's July 27th, 2026, and let's do update for last week. Adios My Lindy. Let's do Adios My Lindy for last week. So by the way, everyone, this entry stats page, this is excellent. So Adios My Lindy. So last week, so 20th to 27th. Adios My Lindy. So uh she raced on 20th. So Adios My Lindy raced on the 20th, and this just goes to show you how crazy this thing is. And it looks like um we actually uh how do I say this? Captured their wins. So we captured their wins in the last update. So she won. We'll just do it real quick. Actually, I'm not even gonna do it too much. Actually, let's just do it. Let's do it. Adios My Lindy. She's rolling right now. Um, she's it's one of those things where um this just goes to show how the baby game works. So like when you get the overnight games, it's a lot different. So you got overnights, the horses racing all the time. Baby game, you got to be patient and you got to let these horses develop. So you guys are seeing it. You're seeing like the craziness of the overnights. And there's Adios, by the way. She's a seven horse up. She's a seven horse on the outside, and this is actually a tougher spot um than I expected because they're not filling the races that she does fit. It's like so they're putting her in basically with older horses. These are male trotters. So she's a 3-year-old filly trotter facing older male trotters. So and she's beating them. So I mean, um, it's impressive. And that Plain Ridge, and and she makes it look easy, and it's not like it's not easy. Like Plain Ridge has gotten a lot harder. So Plain Ridge used to be kind of like not in the shadows. it was kind of like on the periphery, to use like a big word. It was kind of like on the out. Everyone was aware of it, but it wasn't really like a big focal point. Um, but in the past couple of years, it's been people have been noticing that one, the purses are excellent, and it's the purses are out of this world, so it's really good. It's like almost you can argue better than Poconos and stuff. So everybody just goes where the money is. Due to that, there's a lot of new horses and new trainers and owners operating and playing Ridge, and it's not, it's not you're not just seeing like the main Saratoga, Massachusetts horses that you used to. Now you're seeing, horses from New Jersey and stuff like that. So, and and the closer to Yonkers. So not easy. Anyway, there's Adios. She's in the front, and she's making it look easy. That's why it's like nothing to really talk about. If he gets to the front, he knows what to do with her. She slows it down 27 and 2 first quarter. And that first quarter, I actually thought she was going to, I don't want to say thought she was going to break, but usually in the past, when Adios My Lindy has been pushed hard in the beginning, she would break, make a speed break. As you can see here, that ain't happening. So she's just, time heals all. She's mature now, and she is that horse next to her is going all out. All his horses are going out all out, and Brett's asking her a little bit, but she still, she still gets there. She wins. I mean, that horse is fine on the outside, but 54 and 1, 54 and 1, and the 7 posts like that, it's good. So congratulations to Adios owners. That just goes to show, like we were saying, just be patient in this game. Sometimes horses take time to mature, and that's a prime example where last year she was a little crazy, more hot and breaking because of that, and now she's just, I mean, it's like she's just a professional. So well done, everyone. Adios. Her Adios, she is in the box for next week. So Adios is in the box for next week. So she will race next week. On I think it's Monday or Tuesday. Well, you'll see exactly which day. But she's racing next week. All right, that's Adios My Lindy. Beaueastel. Beaueastel did not get in. Um, he did not get in. He did not get in this week, so he's back in the box for Saturday at Tioga Downs. Um, it's really as simple as that. And he was due for a break anyway. I think he raced like 7 or 8 weeks in a row. He's a machine. Like people, just in general, Bowisto, he's actually taken a big step forward this year versus last year. Like as far as consistency, power, breaking, he doesn't break. Uh, he's actually taken a nice step forward. So all the Bowisto people who are going crazy from, it's always not, you always want to start out good, and sometimes you don't. And he's one of the cases where it didn't start out well. So, but he picked it up, we gave him a break over the winter. He came back, he kind of like was revving up a little bit. And then now we found a spot in Tioga and he's just hanging out over there and I mean, he's doing well. He's doing great. But he's, very happy with him. So he's in the box for he's in the box for this weekend on Saturday. Betelgeuse Blue Chip. He did race. Well, his race wasn't much to watch. He just broke. So the only thing to note is he broke. But we can try and dissect this a little more. One of our longtime owners, he pointed out something, so we can use it right here. So we're the 2 horse. We're Beetlejuice, and there's the 1 horse. And then, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, so it looks like we broke first. So let me just go back. Let me just see here. I just want to see if the 1 actually did anything to us, or the 3. Nope. No, no. Looks like Beetlejuice just threw a bad step and then he made the 1 break. It looks like the opposite. Yeah, I thought we heard from Tyler, the driver, and he said it was the 1 horse, it was the 1, but it's two. Anyway, that to me, that's what's called a baby break, everyone. So with 2-year-old trotters, you're going to see a lot of that. And hopefully, we don't see too much. Obviously, we put in the work and training them and stuff like that, so we don't see a lot of that. But just it's to be expected with 2-year-old trotters. When you see stuff like that and they break out of nowhere, and you're like, "What in the world?" I think he was like the favorite or something too. That's just like I'm just telling you, like the way experienced owners look. They just say, "You know what? That's what can you do?" And he came back. I think he. Oh, this was like so. This was one of those races where we knew he broke, and there was like another horse that broke, so we were just praying. I was just praying for fifth, and then all of a sudden, this horse in the front, and this is what I'm telling you with 2-year-old trotters. This horse in the front, look at this. I mean, he's got this race locked up. And by the way, that's a Metz Hall. That five. He's a Metz Hall horse. Got him at Goshen. So Goshen is good. Don't knock Goshen. It's a good sale. It's much better than the Morrisville sale that you see. Look at that. You see that five just all of a sudden just veer off. That just shows these are 2-year-old trotters that have no idea what's going on. They have no clue what's going on. Imagine like uh I mean 8-year-olds. I'm thinking about my kids, 6, 7, 5-year-olds who just don't. They've been trained. They've been trainers been teaching them what to do, but now they actually have to go do it, and it's like, all right. So yeah, so yep, there that five finally broke. So then all of a sudden, this was a gift from the heavens, and I think so. Now these three horses in front, and the only reason why I'm even wasting my time with this replay is I just want to show you how to think of this, how to handle it mentally. Like just expect it. This is to be expected. So when you get this, you're just sitting here and you're praying to see little Beetlejuice come, and there he is. You're just praying to see little Beetlejuice. Um, little Beetlejuice, where is he? Where's our friend? And I think he's coming right there. So look, we got a fourth. We broke at the gate and we got fourth in a $20,000 Excelsior race. So guys, gotta be thankful. Everyone, thank your lucky stars. That never happens where you break and then you somehow still get fourth in the stakes race. So he's in to go tomorrow. Morning line favorite. Although that's a little aggressive. I don't think he. I think it's more open than it is. I think I'd be. I'm more looking for a top three finish. Um, I don't think it's. I mean, they have it more as like a two-horse race, but I just think I kind of want to see the way. How do I say this? I want to see him. The second time he's broken the gate, so I just kind of want to see him kind of get up there a little. Maybe he's got to get there, get the nose on the gate right away. Maybe he's got to wait and then see a bunch of horses and then go in there at the end. This is what you're seeing is like, this is what is being dealt with. Like, all right, he broke at the gate. What's maybe we got to ease up to the gate, and that way he doesn't break, so he can see horses. Maybe the horses that coming after him scare him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on tomorrow, and that's it. And then he'll just keep rolling with his Excelsior. So tomorrow he's at Saratoga, um, and we got a good post, three posts. So we'll just see how it goes, and in a good spot. So um, he's only $15,000 yearling. I always say that because I love how we got him for so cheap, and he's solid. So very good. All right, Beetlejuice. Beyond the rules. So beyond the rules. Beyond the rules is she's still Paul is still working with her. He might school her next week. He might school her next week behind the gate. She's calming down a little bit. She's not perfect, but she's trained with another horse yesterday or 2 days ago, and she's showing to be better. She's the thing with her is it's just she is still kind of fighting Paul a little bit. When Paul wants her to do this and that. So that's the thing. We just need her to stop fighting Paul, relax. So it's just something that we got to keep working on. So that's kind of the plan with her. Is right now Paul is still working on trying to calm her down. Um, and then and this is normal. We've seen it. We've seen this many times before with yearlings, especially with filly trotters, or fillies in general, where they're you know, just kind of fighting him, just kind of fighting Paul. He we just gotta wait and see how she kind of works out of it. It's one of those things where that's why we do Massachusetts because Massachusetts is September and October. So, meaning we still got some time for to make it for September and October. But yeah, with her big thing is we gotta get her head, we gotta get her head on right and get her to relax and get her to calm down and get her to listen to the instructions and at the same time, just keep watching, Geologic because every time Geologic races, he increases her value a little bit, her broodmare value. So keep that in mind as well. I don't know, I don't want to, I don't even know why I'm just. That's why she was so expensive. So she was $75,000 yearling. She was so expensive because she is Geologic's half sister. Um, and that family's great. So they got Chapter 7 mother, and then that family's pretty deep. It's like that individual family is like really solid. So it's been actually pretty nice to see. Anyway, so that's beyond the rules. So Paul's still working with her, and we just got to get her to calm down a little bit and get her to relax and get her to listen to instructions. So that's we're going to be hearing a lot of that. I'm thinking, next couple of weeks it's going to be just kind of like, that next week we'll see with the schooling how that goes, and got to kind of keep taking it week by week and then progress her to, back to. training and stuff with the other horses, and because right now she's away from the other horses to intentionally kind of keep her calm and relaxed. So anyway, that's beyond the rules. Overall healthy and sound and everything is just getting her, trying to work with her, trying to get her head on, not to say on right, but get her head back in the game, shall we say. All right, beyond the rules. Checking out the talent. Checking out talent. I'm only going to show his replay just because, actually, I'm not even going to show his replay. It's better to look at the lines than the replay, because if you look at the replay, you don't really see him do anything. He kind of goes to the back and then he stays in the back. But then when you see the actual speed figures, is when you're like, wow, there's really nothing he could do. So you see here, so he first half 56, 57. He did a he did a 54 and 3 back half without even trying. Just sitting on the rail in the back, 54 and 3. Like that's the reason why I say that is that's I'm not saying he's some beat somewhere, but I'm just saying for Pacers, like the next level Pacers, you got to start seeing some 54s and consistently 54 back halves type of stuff. You know, like um, and that's what he's showing. He's doing it easy, like he's doing it in a way that you don't even see it. So, and this race, actually, I will show this race only because now that I'm thinking about it, this race we should have got we should have got fourth or fifth. Now that I'm thinking about it, hold on one second. I do want to show this race because this is the race where I was like, how do we not get? This is the one where I was like, how do we not get fourth or fifth here? Hold on a second. Let me show you this. All right, hold on a second. Okay, let's pull this puppy up because obviously when you got the eight post, we weren't. Yeah, I think we were like a long, not long shot, but 18-1 or something like that. So that's a pretty long shot. So we weren't going to be pushing off the gate from the eight post. So the plan, at least Braxton's plan, the driver's plan was to come off the pace. So there he is coming off the pace. Uh, he's going right. Sorry, I had some peanuts, cashews. He goes right to the back, and this this next move right here, and I have no water around me. This next move right here is what cost us a check. We let that seven in. That seven was hung out the entire mile. Well, the entire first, 16th. I don't know why we couldn't close that. Yeah, I don't want to get on drivers, but to me, I felt we should have closed that seven, tried to leave, and I felt we intentionally were not leaving. I felt we should have closed that gap, made seven pay for leaving and go to the back. But we didn't. So now we're in the back, and that's you got a horse field, and you're sitting in the back. You're sitting eighth. So no horses are moving. All the favorites are top three. Why would Why would any horse go first? And there's that five. You're going first over versus the top three favorites. You know, and he's the only one. And there's a reason for that. Then there's the three, the six horse, one of the favorites going out, and we're just in the back following. But you see here, you see how that seven? Look at the seven. He snuck right in there in the four spot. We should be there. That's where we should be. Sitting right there behind that four. Instead, we're in the back with nowhere to go. The outside is going nowhere, and the inside we're behind the horse that we let in. To be nice. Which, by the way, I don't want to get on drivers in general. I'm trying to show how a simple thing like that. And there's a lot of stuff, there's like the simple equipment changes. I'm just showing in this particular case, and then we're going outside, we're doing all this, we're doing all that, it's taking forever just to get outside, and that seven just goes right along the rail and grabs four. So this is what I mean. Like, I mean, we're still gaining on the whole field. So he was sneaky good. He was really good, sneaky good, um, really good. And I just wanted to show you that, like, don't worry when you see like you gotta kind of look at the race within the race, and he was really good. So he's going to be at Tioga Downs on Sunday. So that's his story for checking out town. Looking forward to that. All right, Coach Brooks. Coach Brooks is doing well, and he is in the box to qualify on Friday. So there's like some Paul's dealing with on his side more like logistics. Um, he's got horses racing all the time, so he's got to figure out like kind of where how to organize everything. But that's the plan right now. Is that Coach Brooks it will be in to qualify on Friday. So Vernon Downs. We can't watch it, We can only see the lines and hear from Paul and myself. But it's Friday, 31st. Coach Brooks making his debut. So thank you all for the patience. And now we'll see. This is the first time. We'll not first chance. We'll see what we got. So there we go. That's Coach Brooks. So Friday. Elle Est Belle. She just raced. Elle Est Belle. And I'm no I'm Matt just texted me on how to say it. I think he says La Belle. I think it's La Belle, the French way to say it. So she used a 5 horse here. She's right there in the 5 horse. And she this it's kind of like it kind of reminds me a little bit like um not uh I was gonna say like My Hunter, where she's just drawn outside. She that horse, she's been drawn outside like 5 to 8, pretty much almost every single time this year, and she's still getting checks. So there she is. She got the 5 posts. So now we're gonna be, I think we're sitting fifth here, but that's a tough first quarter. That first quarter I think was going in 28-1. Those horses are fighting up there. Um, that 7 is actually not bad. That 7 is actually not bad at all. Uh, and that 4, I think the 4 was he was a morning line favorite, so the four's not bad either. So anyway, that's we're sitting fifth over there, and I knew we were in trouble because this 2-1 you see here, 99-1, 50-1. So when you see 99-1, 50-1, it's almost you don't even want those 2 horses to go outside and give you cover, because if one of those 2 horses go outside and give you cover, most likely they're gonna not keep up. In this case, they actually did keep up, so it actually would have been better to flush one of them out. But nope, we had to go 5, from the 5 hole, we had to just do a first over grind in here, and and she was good. Yeah, she got up. She eventually gets up to that horse, and then she just kind of hangs around by him, and like we always say, obviously she's not Enola. We're not calling it La Belle, uh, Elle Est Belle. We're not calling her Enola here, but she fits this class. She fits a bunch of classes great, and she's like a spunky little. I don't. She's not little per se, but I mean, she looks little compared to some of these horses. But yeah, she's just solid. So there she is. She's finishing fifth, and then she gets beat by that 3, and that 3 is a good horse. So we get beat by a nose by a 3, a nose or a head, whatever it was, by a 3. That 3 is a good horse. So no harm in that at all. And we did all the work. That 3 just sat there the whole time. That 3 just sat there the whole time. So all right, let's move on to the next horses. And all right, so next is Enola. So we just mentioned Enola. Oh, L. Before we go to Enola, Elle Est Belle will be back in the box for next week. So she's back in the box, assuming everything's all right today. So uh so she was good. So now we're switching to Enola. So this is gonna be Enola. Enola's next. She had the 9 post at Tiger Downs on Saturday, and she had a new horse involved, the Super Duper Cooper, who he's a good horse. Super Duper Cooper, he's a crazy wow. Um, he was a Sire Stakes horse, a New York Sire Stakes horse as a 2 and 3 year old. So he's got some pop to him. He's been good since he was hit the track. So meaning he's a solid upper condition trotter. I think that horse even dips into the Pocono Open sometimes. So it's a good horse. So anyway, there's Nola getting to the front. We actually had 2 scratches here, so we were from the 7 post. And I think that's the only reason why Mike did leave to the front. Um, just because we had those 2 scratches. I think we don't want to leave all the time with Nola. We do want, we want her to come off the pace a few times. So it's just this time, it's just the way it worked out. She had 2 scratches, no, not a lot of speed. So, and she has gate speed. So she just kind of pops out there, and Purple Lord made her work a little harder, than I would have liked. And I'm sure Mike would have liked. Um, but yeah, there she is just sitting in front of behind that Super Duper Cooper. And like I say, he's a good horse. So no harm in that. Crazy Wow. I think Crazy Wow. No, EL Titan. He's EL Titan. Because I remember he is EL Titan like, like Skybox, and yeah, I liked him. I don't think he wasn't an expensive yearling either. And I think they actually sold him, the original owners. Just forgot how much. I forgot if it was a big number, like 75, 80,000, something like that. I think it was. I don't think he didn't go for cheap. Um, so that's Enola sitting right there behind that one. And I know that Purple Lord horse. I know that horse. They bought him for like 80,000, like 70 or 80,000. I know that. I remember him on Gate or her. I can't remember Purple Lord's girl boy. Anyway, we're sitting behind that one, and by the way, there's no harm here. We did after all the work we did just to even get to that spot. There's no harm. There's no harm here. So she's holding off the rest of the field. Purple Lord, who fought with us to get to get position, he actually gets past. Um, so we did well here. We did really well here. So good job, everyone. Nola was great. She's back in the box for next week. It'd be nice to just come off the pace a few times. So we'll just see how it goes. That's Nola. For whom the bell tolls. For whom the bell tolls. She raced last week, and yeah, she raced last week, and she had the okay. She was raced where she had the fifth place. And I'm not gonna do the replay because there's really no point in even looking at this replay because just it's really not pretty to look at. I just want to show you this. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's see if her Batavia. I want to show you something. Batavia Downs 722. I want to show you something here. Um, just to show you how ridiculous that day was. So this is our race. Excelsior 20,000. The winner Grazia 56 and 2 first half. 50 6 and 2, 57 and 2 back half. Won by 5 lengths, destroyed the whole entire field. Yeah, we finished fifth, which was a good thing. We just wanted some points and get some money. Obviously, hope to do better. But from the bell tolls, on a half mile, she really needs the inside post. On a half, she's not a half mile horse, so those turns will get her good. So anyway, so 53 and 4. You see that for our Excelsior division? Now let's look at the other races that day. This is the $121,000 New York Sire Stakes. And it went in 121,000, $121,800, and it went in 142 and 154 and 2. It went almost a full second slower than ours. Okay. So, you know, we can't control when the horses get entered and things like that, who our competition is. But in this example, don't feel bad when you get beat by a horse that would have crushed the New York Sire Stakes by 3 or 4 lengths. Okay. If you get we got beat by a horse that crushed the New York Sire Stakes by 3 or 4 lengths. The other Excelsior division, the winner went in 55, and then it looks like a bunch of them were just in the, 56, 57. So we would have been looks like we would have probably gotten like a little bit more, we would have been a lot more involved in that division than what we had to deal with. So yeah, hang in there, everyone. This is another one. So this is another one that went. This other Excelsior division went pretty quickly, faster than the New York Sire Stakes. So like everyone's kind of jockeying to figure out what they got. So I have a feeling going forward you might see some changes. Like if I'm the owners of that Grazia horse, this one, if I'm the owners, I at some point, Mike, you got enough points for the Excelsior. I would just do New York Sire Stakes the rest of the way, and then I mean you're pretty much playing with house money with that horse. So we'll just see how it goes. But this is stakes racing. This is how it goes. You're facing the same horses every week and pretty much the same. They move around New York Sire Stakes Excelsior, but this is how it goes. So we're doing pretty well. She's doing pretty well. So she says her next spot is I want to say Yonkers. Not this week, next week. But yeah, so we'll just see how she does this week and how she trains this week, and we'll kind of go from there. But that would be her next step. If that's the choice, we just gotta kind of see how things go. So that's um well, let me rephrase it. I don't want to say see how things go. Nothing. That's her next step is I don't know when the draw is off the top of my head, but her next step is next week, August. I want to say it was like August 6th or something like that, or August 3rd or something. Next week at Yonkers, put it that way. Next week at Yonkers is from the Beltolls. Geologic did not race last week. He did not race last week, so he will be back in the box for next week. So he will back in the box for next week. I think it's Monday or Tuesday, and but then he will not have a race until his. This is going to be his prep race, and then his next race after next week will be Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. So just letting you know. So he's going to have a race next week as kind of his prep race, and then after that, his next race will be the I think like 11 days later or something like that will be the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes division leg. I think it's at Poconos. No, might be Meadows. I think it's at Meadows. So that's Geologic. So that's the plan for him. Gretzky the Great. The only reason just to close the book. So Patty texted me this morning. So there's actually a fee when you send a horse to like retire a horse to like Purple Haze or um, new vocations and things like that. They usually ask for money just to help with hay and stuff like that and feed and any other vet costs that the horse may have when you send it to them. Purple Haze is $500 and which isn't that much. It could be I say not that much, but it could be could be more. It could be significant depending on who you're working with. But that's reasonable. Um, Plus, they do a great job. But we got confirmation today that Standard Bred Transition Alliance, which is with the USTA, they will cover that $500. So we put in, Patty put in, for us. Well, we put in, uh, should we say, requests to get refunded, and then we looks like we might actually get refunded. So in other words, I think it's so Gretzky is he's in Vernon at Purple Haze and he's on to working on his next career. So that is that with him and just kind of letting you all know where he's at and this probably be the last update for Gretzky and we wish him all the best in his next career. We had a lot of fun with that horse and uh, let me phrase it, a lot of fun initially, even though we didn't do as well even initially because he just had some issues also. More just hotness. He just like we see, he's hot. He's incredibly fast, but he's hot. So it's a good and bad thing. So anyway, so good luck, good job to Gretzky, and good luck, and we wish him all the best in his new career. So that's Gretzky. Invictus. So Invictus is in the box for um, Saturday at Yonkers in the he's in the 2 by 6, no, sorry, 3 to 6, 3 to 6 year old 30 claimers. So he'll have a tag of 37,500 and he will be in on Saturday at uh at Yonkers. So we'll see. Hopefully we draw inside. With him, he doesn't have a lot of gate speed, so we need to draw to be good. But if he does draw well, he's pretty sharp. He's really sharp right now. So we'll see how he does. That's Invictus. Um, just Rosa's luck. She was in the box today for Tioga Downs on Thursday, but they only use one division. So and Rob has another horse that was in. So that other horse looks like he got in, but they only use one division, so we didn't get in. So we're just looking for we're um we'll get with Rob and kind of see what's next. There's with her there's a couple of options. The good thing with her is like we can tag her to keep her where she's competitive. And let's actually I do want to show you this race though. I do want to show you her race because this race this she this let's say a few things here. She has been very lucky this year, and she's also been unlucky. And with her, she's had stretches of it. So this is another unlucky race. So we're the 4 horse right here. Um, which to me, this actually was a really good spot for her. But then this happens. So right here, we leave. We got the 4, and but look at the 6 and the 1. 1 is parking out the 6 the whole first quarter, and it's a speed duel. And there's just Rose's luck. And I can't. I don't really. I can't. It's the way she races. So the way Rosa likes to race, she likes to be near the front, especially in the beginning. The problem is when you have a speed duel like that and they go 26 and 2, you don't want her to be near the front. You want her to pull back and kind of let those two kind of like duel it out, and then she'll catch up to them, and then she can go by them. But it's the way Rosa is. She's when she's racing, especially if she gets off the gate, she's really hard to wrangle back. Um, so at this point, I mean, I think what's 54. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. 54 and 2. I think the 6 horse eventually finishes. I think he's like in the inside of the track or something like that. He's just complete. She's just completely spent. That 1 horse. Um, I mean, this is crazy what's going on right here. Completely crazy. You know, I we're making our move, but at this point, what that six is going all out. 20 another 20, 123. That's just that means even a 30-second last quarter will get you a 153. So I mean, yeah, look at that. The six is just kind of going inside the pylons at that point, just completely going to a stop. You know, and we're trying, we're trying, but yeah, you can't do that. You can't. Not you. When I say you can't do that, I'm not saying like the driver or anything. It's the horse where when she gets a trip, she likes to leave. So when she gets a trip like that and they're fighting in front of her, she will catch up to them, and she essentially burnt herself out. So even though she wasn't in that speed duel, she burnt herself out as if she was in the speed duel because she was trying to keep up with them. So anyway, she's still a good. She's still really good, but it's just bad luck. It's just bad luck. So like I said, she was back in the box. We're looking for. We'll get with Rob and see what her next thing is. Just either we go back to Tioga or we got a couple of different options with her. Um, but yeah, like I said, she's actually feeling well, doing well. It's just it's been like I think 2 or 3 races in a row of bad luck. So and go figure, it's her name. So but she's had also a good run of good luck too. So um, just hanging there. She's doing fine. She's doing as far as like health wise and everything. She's doing fine. We just kind of need things to kind of break our way a little bit. All right, that's just Rose's luck. Ma's always right. Ma's always right. She had her stifles done. I think I mentioned it on the last video. So Paul is just waiting to. Um, he wants to train her. He wants to give her a really good training mile first in the bike. He gave her just in the jog cart slower training miles. He wants to give her like a real good buzz in the bike and um, get her just keep uh, and then he's probably gonna look to he calls it baby race to qualify her next week. So she, he's looking for more like probably August 7th. So August 7th, a week from this Friday for Ma's always right. Just because she had that work done, she had vet work done, and um, you know, Paul was able to train her like I said, but he wants a good buzz with a in the race bike, really fast, a good buzz, and then he'll look to qualify. So that's the plan with her. So she this week, nothing for her this week, and uh we'll just hopefully everything goes well with the fast training mile, and then we'll see what's up for her for next week. So that's Ma's always right. Memento Mori, he won. He had the four post. So just so you all know, the way Monticello works, so he has a four post by the way. The way Monticello works, and we don't have a lot of gate speed, so he's a horse that just if you could draw inside, it helps. It helps significantly. Um, anyway, so there's that five jumping out there. Monticello Open, uh, they don't tell you when they assign you. So that's the first thing. So they don't tell you. They just tell you that they might assign horses. So that's the first thing. So there's which is different than almost every other open out there where you can kind of they'll tell you we assigned this horse, we assigned this horse. They don't really tell you, so that's why it's a little ambiguous, at points. So there's Memento Mori just catching up to the field, and so yeah, so the reason why I say that he had the eight post the previous week, the week that he broke from the eight post, put him back in, gets the four post, and then he's back in on Wednesday. He has the eight post, but it's not it's not that how do I say it? It's not that I don't want to say I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna jinx myself. It's a really good group of horses that he fits with. We'll leave it at that. So there he is. It's perfect. This is actually a perfect trip. He's getting towed right to the front. So you couldn't have asked for a better trip than that. You're sitting second over on the on the second turn right in the third turn right there. Um so and they're actually motoring right now. So my face is covering the times. but I think they did, yeah. So they did a slow, super slow second quarter, and I think this whole back half, I think they go in like 58-2 or something. Like they go pretty quick. They're actually motoring. So there's yeah 28-2 third quarter. So there's Memento Mori making this, and right here I kind of you already kind of know he's gonna get this. He should be able to get this done. He's making his big power move, and he has heart. The horse has heart. He shows up classy. He's kind of like all business. He's not a beautiful horse, like kind of, as far as like he's smaller, slender, but gets the job done. He's fast, gets the job done. So there he is, and he won the Open, and good back half, 58-2, and good. Yeah, so he's back in racing on Wednesday with the eight post, but I think he can still earn pretty good checks from there. So anyway, that's Memento Mori. Uh, Northern Attitude, he's turned out still in at Allie's farm in Binghamton, and he's doing fine. He's just hanging out. Sometimes horses need a reset of their mind, just like humans. If you get burned out for whatever and you're kind of like, oh my goodness, sometimes you need to step away. So same thing with him. We're just sending him there. He's good enough. He's shown enough that he deserves it. Stepping him away. Um, I'm bringing him back for the fall, and then we'll get him raced. But yeah, he's just hanging out. He's with Ship's Revenge and the other horses. Um, so that's Northern Attitude. On Tap Lindy. On Tap Lindy, he's qualifying this week. So he's in Friday 31st, July 31st. On Tap Lindy is going to be in the box to qualify. So congratulations, everyone. As far as get to this point, now we'll see what we got. What? Well, you don't know exactly what you got yet, but kind of get to the next step for On Tap Lindy. So that's going to be exciting. So he's in the box for Friday at Vernon Downs. You can't watch the replays, unfortunately. So we just gotta wait for the lines and hear what Paul and driver say and everything like that. So they might even be in the same qualifier as far as On Tap Lindy and uh, Coach Brooks, just the way it is up there right now. So anyway, that's the story with On Tap Lindy. So he is back. He is into qualify this week on Friday. Seen Lindy, seen Lindy. She has been in 215, so she's training. 215 is pretty quick. So I just it goes to show you like they don't really, she even though she was turned down and stuff like that, and like it's interesting how she not that long after coming back, she's already ripping off 215s. And 215 is not crazy fast, but it's pretty good work. Um but she was ready, like I said, she was ready in shape. She did a lot of work for like what 8, 9 months of jogging and training. So yeah, she's in good shape. She's doing well. 215. Paul's happy, not complaining. Just saying right now, we're just every week, just keeping fingers crossed, keeps moving along. That's the plan with her. Uh, Seen Lindy. So all right, Seven Seagrams made her debut. So she's the four horse. And that three, this is at Vernon Downs, is a maiden trot, 3-year-olds and under. And that the goal was to follow that three. So just so you all know, the goal was we were attempting the three was what three I think was a favorite or a good horse, and we were attempting to follow the three. Oh, that's the George Ducharme horse. We are attempting to follow that three, um, and just kind of go from there. Didn't work out. And then every single one of these horses didn't even want to get to the lead. So we were almost forced on the lead, you can argue. Um, um, and then that's pretty much where she rode. And the reason why I say that is this is her first start ever. So she has no, this horse, she has no clue what she's doing. So she's on the lead. She's been on the lead for qualifiers and training and jogging and stuff. But in the real race, she doesn't. This is all new to her. So actually, and you'll see it like I think right now, maybe right now, or it comes up pretty soon. Maybe right now, she starts stopping. So you see that? I don't know if you saw. She kind of like just stopped, and I think she makes that horse in the back or the six horse break because she just kind of stopped and she went 101 and three. So she was actually she went a 31 and 3 second quarter, and she was actually starting to decelerate. Uh, until Chris was like, "Hey, you got a race here." So I'm just trying to illustrate like you don't these horses they don't know what's going on. This is like really new to her. So when you see 101 and 3 and you see her backing up those horses, like just it's just green 2-year-old. Um, so there she is, and she's still not even trotting fast. I think she's doing like a 30-second third quarter, 31. Let's see my math, 31 and 1. So she's still not even going. And she finally starts racing, I think, right here. So she basically raced the last, the length of the stretch, the last 16th. And I mean, she looked good doing it. So you can't really, you can't complain about that. She did look good doing it. She put away that 7 pretty good. Um, and I think those horses are older horses too. Yeah, so she did 29 and 1, 21, 29 and 1 last quarter, where she only really raced the second half of that last quarter. So she was good. She was really good. Um, Congratulations to everyone, Seven Seagrams. So she's got her maiden win and she's ready to roll. So she's in the box for New Jersey Sire Stakes at on I think it's Thursday or Friday this week. Um, but at Meadowlands, New Jersey Sire Stakes, Silver Division. She's in the box to go. The draw might actually be out. All right, so that's Seven Seagrams. So we'll see how she does over there, and we'll getting her stakes racing career going. Ship's Revenge. Ship's Revenge is doing well. She's on Allie's farm up in Binghamton, and she's just hanging out. So no news is good news for her. Soho Skyfall. Let's just look at his replay because his was very impressive. Although this one I give Mike Merton, he did a good job with this one. He did a really good job with this one because I think this is more of like a driver getting the job done. So we're the 3 horse here. I mean, like a good drive. We're the 4 horse here. The reason why I said that 6 horse is actually like that 6 horse is really good. That's why I think he was like 1 to 2 or something like that. So that 6 was really good. He just doesn't have gate speed. So this is why we always tell you like the power of gate speed, gate speed, gate speed. That 6 is really fast, but he's not fat, but he's not like quick to jump off the gate and get to the front the way Soho does. Soho's very quick. He's able to quickly jump out to the front. So there he is jumping out to the front, and that Steward of the Land. Remember that was like that bomb that was in front of us 2 or 3 races ago. That we finished fourth, and then he like ended up winning at like 25 to 1 or something like that. That 4 horse. This time I'm happy that Mike Merton didn't take any. He didn't take any chances. He just said, no, you're sitting behind me. You're going to be in the pocket this time. Um, I think we were sitting behind that horse, but we were a big price too, so it didn't really matter. Anyway, we're in the lead here, 27-1 first quarter. It's fast, but it's not blazing. It's not like a 26-2. That's what I was trying to say. He's stronger than just Rose's luck, and she's doing 26-2s, and that, it takes a lot of toll. It takes a bigger toll on her than Soho does. But even Soho takes a big toll. Anyway, at 56-3. So that's actually pretty slow, for him. That's for pacer, fast pacers in general. 56-3 is like kind of like standard, kind of like pedestrian. Not, I don't want to say standard, like solid. And and yeah, it really wasn't fast at all. I'll take it back. It wasn't fast at all. So he basically had his own way. So basically, Mike Merton he jumped to the front. He kind of kept the pedal a little on for the second quarter. Third quarter he starts motoring, and the last quarter he finishes the job. So this was just classic Soho Skyfall classic. Beautiful race, beautiful, beautiful. Very drivable horse. He's just it's amazing when he's like in this when he's rolling like this. So it's just with him also, you gotta remember with him though, a lot of his issues also was bad luck. Remember when we were drawing the 7/8s at 6, 7, 8 at Monticello all the time, or the winter stuff when he was just not even like a shell of himself during the winter. So, it's been quite an adventure with him, but I will say it's the last couple of races with Soho has been real nice. So very very happy with him. I am very happy to see that abscess was healed in his foot, and just it's nice to see him back again. Um, Solar Queen Solar Queen did not race last week, so she's in the box um for Tioga on Friday. I think draws tomorrow, or t yeah, I think it's tomorrow. So Solar Queen Tioga Downs on Friday, and Uncle Rat. I'm not even gonna show it. He had 9 posts at Vernon Downs, took to the back, stayed in the back. So nothing really to note there. He we went in there with the 5 horse field, and we basically it was we took down that purse, and then it's a copycat game. So the whole world sees that we went there for the 5 horse field and took down the purse. Next thing you know, I think 10 horses were entered in, 10 horses, and he drew a 9 hole, or signed the 9 hole, and they were actually pretty good horses. I think one horse, the horse that won, is with a trainer that races that horse at like Ocean Downs. So it makes me wonder, like, did this guy come from all the way from like Southern Jersey or something, all the way to Vernon just for that? I mean, you got a win out of it, but goodness. So anyway, that's Uncle Rat. He he's he ba- oh he's back, he's doing well. He's back in to go on in Saratoga in that 25 non-winners 10,000 class at Saratoga. So he's back over there for next week. Um and yeah, Chris Long again. So anyway, that's the update for this week. Long update. Have a good day. Have a good week, everyone, and good luck with your horses. Right now it's crazy. It's a lot of fun. So take care. Thank you.